Hey folks, I'm going to talk about the boxing match that happened this weekend between YouTubers Boogie2988 and Wings of Redemption. You might know who they are. They're two middle-aged, morbidly obese men of varying success on YouTube. Boogie2988, of course, has bigger success. He's got several million subscribers and he's been on YouTube for years. And I've been a fan of Boogie for years, which is why I watched this. There were other boxing matches, but I was only really interested in the one with Boogie. And I like Boogie, but I was very disappointed with this match. Before this fight and after this fight, Boogie made the claim of he was proud just to be there. Just the fact that he got the medical clearance, that he'd been taking better care of his health, that he showed up in the ring, that he would make it to the end of the fight in one piece, he was proud. And he should be proud to some extent. But at the same time, you did absolutely terrible in terms of fighting. He could not have fought any worse. Of course, this video is going to be full of spoilers, obviously, but you can easily find the video on YouTube. Just type in Boogie versus Wings, and it pops up. It's like the first video. It's on Wings' channel, I think, or one of his channels. It's a very short fight, because these guys are, Boogie is 49 and 391, and Wings, I think, is 37, and he was 402, I think. So they're big boys, and they're middle-aged. So they wanted to limit the amount of actual exercise these guys would have to do because they were worried one of them might die, or Boogie might die. So originally I thought it was going to be 3 2-minute rounds, 6 minutes total, which is fair. There's some strategy that can be involved in that. But they cut it down even shorter to 3 1-minute rounds, that's nothing. But they didn't even make it through that. They made it through barely half of the fight, and with so many stoppages. It was almost like the promoters didn't want this to go on. They just thought, oh crap, one of these people could die, and we've got some lawsuit or something on our hands, so limit the amount of contact they do at all. So, the first round, Boogie's pants, shorts started falling off, and they had to fix them, and they gave Boogie an 8 count, even though he didn't really need an 8 count. They were taking every opportunity to stop it. Then they continued a little after the pants. Then the second round, barely 20 seconds in, and they stopped it. Because Boogie was getting hit, and he wasn't fighting back. I think it was a pity stop, frankly. Boogie was just, curled up. He didn't know what he was doing. He looked like he didn't want to be there. He was nervous. Boogie2988. And this is why I'm kind of disappointed with Boogie, and he shouldn't be that proud. You did not throw a single punch. You did not show any, I understand you're not a boxer. I understand you're out of shape. But did you not have, and Wings didn't do that great, but Wings at least threw a punch. Wings at least said, okay, I know how to throw a punch. I just can do something. His punches weren't that heavy and they were just sort of sloppy, but at least he was doing something. Boogie froze and just did nothing. And again, I understand it was a short period of time, and it was probably a big adrenaline rush, and Boogie wanted to continue. He said afterwards he wanted to keep going. He was fine. And he was. They stopped it early because they were freaked out that Boogie could die or something, right? So they stopped it prematurely. But Boogie didn't do anything to his favor. He just turning his back. He didn't, the best you could say Boogie did was he threw 2 jabs, 2 weak, ineffective jabs in the beginning of the second round, I think. And that's it. Or, walking towards Wings with his arm out for some sort of defense. He didn't know how to throw a punch. He just stood there dude. For Boogie claiming he wanted to regain his life back. He wanted to fight back for once in his life. Fight back against his problems and just finally stand up for himself. You blew it because you did absolutely nothing. And again, I like Boogie, but you did nothing. You didn't throw a single punch. You had a single strategy. You could, and what I'm thinking in my head is, did you not have a single session to learn boxing? Did you not go to a local Fayetteville gym and have a single training session with a coach and said, hey, I hear you have boxing at this gym. Can I set up some boxing training? Sure. What's his name? Joe, who works here, who's an amateur boxer who does it as a hobby. He can teach you some basic pointers. Okay, can we film it for a video? Sure. See, even that, once. you would have had some basic understanding of, okay, throw an actual punch. Even with the worst form possible, throw a punch. Take a punch. Punch some pads. Learn even anything. Because what you did in that ring shows to me that you did absolutely nothing. Boogie might have done some exercise, and he thought he was going to come in there, over 400 pounds. He didn't. He was under. He was 390, which is good enough for him, I guess. Hopefully he keeps losing weight, but, you didn't do, it was clear you didn't even have any boxing training whatsoever at all. And you had, a month or two to prepare for this? And I'm sure he did exercises. He showed himself doing exercises, and he had a, like a punching bag thing in his house he was practicing on, but he clearly didn't even take the effort to have a single lesson on proper boxing because he did absolutely nothing. Nothing. So, if there is a future boxing match, and I wish there would be, because I like Boogie and I want to see him, if he did a whole, he fought 12 times in a row or something, you know what I mean? If he kept up this little celebrity boxing against other obese people trying to lose weight, I would encourage it. But you actually have to take it seriously. You can't hype it up and then do nothing. You actually have to train. You actually have to learn some basic skills, because that was just kind of shameful. Sure, you should be proud of yourself for just standing there, but that's all you did. You just stood there and took shots. You did absolutely nothing. So, it's disappointing. If he has a future match, one, he should lose weight and say, okay, when I get down to 360, I don't know, lose 30 pounds. Get down to 360, and then you have another fight. Something like that. And then actually learn basic boxing so you can actually do something. Jesus. Because as much as I want to respect Boogie, he couldn't have done any worse. Unless he was literally just huddled in a ball with his, his head facing forward. Come at me. He did nothing. Not even a single, counter of any sort. He froze. And maybe that's just the shock of the moment. Maybe he had a strategy. Maybe he learned some training and he just completely froze up. I don't know. But it seemed, at least on the surface, rewatching the video over and over, that he had no clue what he was doing. He had no preparation in terms of actual boxing whatsoever. Not even 10 minutes with a coach. He didn't give a fuck, or I don't know. Why you wouldn't do that, I just don't know. So that's my understanding. I'm bewildered at the fact that Boogie did nothing in terms of boxing training. And I don't know if Wings had boxing training as well. Wings could have just thrown some basic punches out of human instinct. I know how to throw a shitty, sloppy punch. Everyone does. I don't know. But Wings' sloppy punches were better than Boogie's nothing. So, congratulations to Wings, I guess. You did maybe a minute tops of actual movement, but, you won. So, congratulations. And to Boogie, I expect better in the future.